Today, we will live in the moment unless it is unpleasant, in which case we will eat a cookie, said the Cookie Monster. My name's Kelsey Garcia, and today I'll be talking about the techniques and ingredients required to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie. Growing up, my mom never made chocolate chip cookies because she didn't like them. So when I came to college, I discovered what I was missing out on. And so since then I've been searching for the right recipe to bring home to my mom. And once you try the perfect chocolate chip cookie, there is no turning back. I will give you the tools so that you may indulge yourself for years to come. Just a few techniques that help to make the perfect chocolate chip cookie are using Crisco instead of butter, not overmixing the dough, and chilling the dough before cooking it. So first we're going to be talking about replacing the butter with Crisco. This makes your cookies more moist and it makes it so it has a fluffier texture. According to thekitchen.com, fat makes the cookies more tender as it coats the gluten molecules in the flour so they don't combine as easily. And the fat adds moisture, and when it's creamed with the sugar, it creates pockets of air so that the dough is more fluffy. So that's why it's important when you're mixing or when you're creaming the butter and the sugars that you cream it for 1 to 2 minutes, so that gives it plenty of time to fluff up and to add air. And butter is actually just fat mixed with cream. So this is done to create a better taste. So Crisco is actually 100% fat, which is obvious that more fat equals more of these benefits. And for the most part, people use butter for the flavor. But nowadays, there is a butter-flavored Crisco. So you can use Crisco and not miss out on the flavor. Next, we're going to be talking about not overmixing. So according to bakingbites.com, when you add the dry and the wet ingredients, the gluten protein in the flour acts as a binding agent for your cookies. So if you've made cookies before, you know that the technique is you mix the dry ingredients first and make sure that's all mixed up. And then you add the liquidy ones together, and in the end you combine them. So when your dough is overmixed, it becomes too tough, and this results in dense cookies. So to avoid overmixing, things that I've done in the past is you add the chocolate chips to the butter and sugar mixture before the flour, and then you just mix the dry mixture until it's just barely mixed and there's no more white streaks. And the last tip that we're going to be talking about is refrigerating your cookie dough. This will make your cookies thicker and have better flavor. Hamill from blog.kingarthurflour.com states that when you refrigerate dough, it solidifies the fat in the cookie. When you're cooking, the fat in the cookie takes longer to melt, meaning that it spreads less and it's thicker. And when you're chilling, another process that happens is the sugars absorb the liquid. So the longer that your cookies are drying, the longer your cookies are chilling means that the dough will become drier. And just like if you were to make juice from a concentrate, the more water you add, the less flavor there is. So the drier the cookie dough, the more the flavor is concentrated. And the New York Times urges you to put the technique to the test. Try refrigerating it for 12 hours, 24 and 36, and decide for yourself. Through developing these right techniques, you can make a perfect chocolate chip cookie. Although there are different preferences when it comes to ingredients, the techniques that I've talked about remain the same. Chocolate chip cookies are America's delicacy. You now have the responsibility to experiment with these tools and find your perfect chocolate chip cookie. Cookies always taste better when shared with those you love, so go and share it to the world. Thank you.